Alright, welcome to Kuzi Games. This is my first video with audio, or with me speaking. So basically one goal that I try to do with Railroad Tycoon is to get $1 billion in net worth. And it is indeed possible. Yeah, so this map I was able to get 1 billion in cash. Usually I like to play a game even after the scenario or campaign mission is over, so I can keep working on the map. So if you look at this one, total assets 1 billion. So I played 90 years out of 20, and so now I'll basically show what I've done. So basically I just keep building more and more trains, more stations, and I invest a lot in industry. When the economy crashes, I buy a lot of stocks. So right now his total is over 200 million. So when the stock price is low, you can buy a lot of stocks. Over time, as the shares increase in price, your total will be worth more in the long run. Alright, so I'm gonna build some new stations. It's also important to buy a lot of industry. Farms usually do well, especially dairy farms and cattle farms. As you can see, I have like over 100 million in cash, so I can buy a lot of factories. this one is pretty good. So when I make trains, I usually follow this pattern. I usually put like 5 cargo, a caboose to reduce chance of breakdown, and apply it to all the stations. I'll do the same thing with this one. It's important to also have maintenance facilities. I'm going to build a meat packing plant here. And here. As time goes on, there's more industries that appear, more farms and other raw materials. You have to keep in mind that some industries actually lose profit, so you have to be careful with that. You have to look at what resources they use. Some mines don't make much money, but I still like to buy them anyways. And also, when I have big maps, I try to make a goal to connect every single city on the map. So even after you finish a scenario or a campaign mission, you can continue to play on it. should also take into account the traffic density of your trains. So here, for instance, I made an extra route that goes here. There used to be a lot of congestion in this area here, so I made like another route. Usually if it's yellow or red, you should make it double to have less traffic, but sometimes if the traffic is really high, there's still problems. When a city has more stars, it has more productivity. If your cash is negative, it's not bad as long as you have a purchasing power above 0. Now if you start the game and it's not a good idea to buy too much stock, because if your stock loses its value, then you might be forced to sell your stock, then you could lose everything. So you have to be careful with how you manage your cash. But at this stage in the game, because my stock is 260 million, 8 million less than cash is not a problem. Now when the economy crashes, the stock prices decrease, and also your trains and industry makes less profit. In the beginning of the game, for scenario games and for campaign missions, I usually try to focus on industry in the beginning of the game. Oh yeah, I have electric track on automatically because I use electric trains as well as other types of trains. Your salary is based on your performance of your company. Usually when there's recession or depression, it goes lower. So we're now in recession. could also copy trains. If you see a train making a lot of profit, you can also copy the train. See, I did some random train tracks, and I have a train with over 400k in profit. We're just trying not to select too much trains in very congested areas. Like, it's very important to use the overview mode. So sometimes you should look for traffic. Usually at the beginning of the game you don't need to worry too much about traffic. But the cargo supply is very useful. Right now my total is 200 million, but it's in a recession. If it goes back all the way to booming, then it's going to be a lot higher. Usually in the very beginning of the game, I try to go for lumber mills and paper mills. Also, if you want to enrich yourself, you should get dividends. So here's the dividends. My dividends is 2.5. I'm going to lower it a bit. So this is the annual dividend payments, 32 million. Dividends will give you money over time, and also dividends increases the share price. But don't put the dividend price too high. I'm going to build a logging mill, lumber mill here, and a paper mill here, and also a dairy processor here. Furniture factories is good because it takes lumber and turns to furniture. So right near a lumber mill is a good idea. So yeah, having a huge amount of industry will help your company get worth a lot. Will help it worth a lot more in the long run. And usually farms, like I said before, are very steady. Usually. Uh, As you buy more stock, you'll get more dividends in terms of percentage. Now the economy usually cycles from all the way from depression to booming. Also, when the industry is booming, usually the factories or farms or mills will cost more. Cattle ranches are a bit hard to see from far, but it's important to get cattle ranches as well. Here, add this to the network. It's very expensive, but yeah, I'll take it. So this one usually makes 800,000 in profits. 961, 1960. Yeah, it's a lot of oil, so it's good. Yeah, oil wells are kind of hard to see, so it's useful to use this. Right now the economy status is normal, and I'm at 235 million. But once it becomes booming, it's probably going to go a lot higher than this. you upgrade, instead of being 4 per year, it'll be 8 per year. I think this is a good idea. So yeah, don't forget to upgrade your factories if they have a lot of resources. Especially if there are a lot of resources right next to them. When it's red, it means that the track is on the incline and it's more expensive to build. Oh, that's a pretty good train. See the speed, the percent grade. 6% is a high incline when you're climbing up or climbing down. Well, when you're climbing up, actually. Sometimes a train will not make much revenue on their way to somewhere, but they make a lot of revenue when they come back sometimes. You see, my total went from 200 million at the beginning of this video to 254 million. And the economy status is normal. Once it becomes prosperity or booming, this could be a much higher. Right now I'm playing at normal speed, But of course, if you want to, you could go at the top speed. Actually, usually in the beginning of the game, it's good to go on top speed. Because in the beginning of the game, you just have a few factories and you're slowly building. But when there's some kind of problem, it's usually the idea to go at normal speed or even slower speed than that. You could also replace your old trains with new trains. That's another strategy. I'm gonna put a a meat packing plant here. I'm going to increase the dividend by a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try connecting more cities. I was thinking of connecting this one, you know, let's see. San Francisco. These dairy farms aren't making much money, so they're not worth much, only 350,000. However, if I build a dairy processor here, that should make profit and that should increase the profits of these dairy farms. Wow, that's a lot of money, 500,000. Oh shoot, that's another mistake. I'm gonna make another track here. processor here and there. Lumber mill, paper mill, and furniture factory. The two main types of one second. You have freight and express. Express is basically passengers and mail, and freight is pretty much everything else. Actually, wait, express is express. If you look at the bottom of the screen, it says passenger, mail, and troops. And freight is all the rest. Now, if you do some random train stations like this, it's possible that it could still be a good profit. I'm going to try to connect Salt Lake City with this thing. So you can see now I'm over 300 million in total. I'm going to connect these two, Las Vegas and St. George. I built a lot of service towers. I think usually that's a good idea. And also I have a habit where I always put large stations. times. Alright, so Los Angeles. Don't forget to put service towers and maintenance facilities. Now I should connect these two together. Oh, this is a pretty big mountain, so it's hard to build. Well, 44,000 pay raise. That's good. So it's good to build a lot of trains. You get more profit over time. And of course, always build more industry. I think there's a little glitch in the toy factory. The toy factory, it starts off as taking lumber, and then later it takes plastics. But because I started this in 1880, it doesn't take the plastic. So toy factories will just lose money. So I keep that in mind. And if you start the game at a very early age, there's some things that won't work well in the very long run. But most of it works. Some part apart. So now my total is about 400 million. If you remember at the beginning of the game, it was 200 million. So basically, if you just do the tactics that I've done, so build new trains, build new tracks, buy a lot of industry, and buy your own stock when the price is low. If you do all that stuff, then eventually you can reach $1 billion in net worth. But another thing to note is that if you're in a small map, it's going to be very hard to reach $1 billion in net worth, because a small map has a lot less cities and a lot less farms, a lot less industry. So if you have a small map that has only like 15 cities, it's going to be very hard to get a billion. I'm not sure if it's possible or not, but it's going to be a lot harder. But a map like this, coast to coast, which comes with the expansion pack, basically you have the potential to have $1 billion in net worth. Another thing is that you can build hotel, post office, restaurant, taverns. So this hotel in its lifetime made 411,000. That's not so bad. So yeah, restaurants, hotels, and taverns can make some money, and post office basically helps with your mail shipments. Now there's a lot of dairy farms in this map. So yeah, all those industries that we bought earlier in the game, all that pays off in the future. My company book value is at 1.5 billion. That's pretty good. This is an error. It says here I made negative 2 million in negative 2 billion in the lifetime company profit. That's an error. I'm not sure how that happened. Yeah, there's some when you play for a long time, there's some errors that get generated. So right now my total is 410 million. Oh yeah, as time advances, you can get faster trains. Once you have really fast trains, then the amount of money you make goes even higher. One thing you could do is you could replace old trains with new trains. So this train here is 25 years old. So what you can do is replace all trains over 15 years old with this. Total cost to upgrade the 107 sector trains is $52 million. $52 million to upgrade all trains above 15, which is 107. And I think the best one this is the best one. This is the latest one I have. So yeah, I just did a very big investment. This train is also not bad. It came out right after. But actually, yeah, I think this train is better because if you look at 6%, the 5 cargo is 6, and this one is 20. So I think that this one is more useful. I'm gonna build a lot of dairy processors here. Farms don't make a huge amount of profit, like corn farms and grain farms, but once you have a lot of them, the profits add up. This one has a lot of grain, so I'm gonna upgrade this one. This one also has a lot of grain. Upgrade. It's expensive to upgrade, but it's worth it in the long run. Especially if there's guaranteed to be a lot of resources. Also, be careful about buying industries next to cities, because sometimes a new industry will be built right next to it. They can steal your resources. There's also textile mills. I'm gonna build tracks here. Usually it's not a good idea if you have a train that has only one destination, because usually the cargo will lose profits over time. But if you do a mixture of destinations, it's better for the trains. It's better for the long run. processor. Also, when you build a lot of factories, there's another multiplier effect that takes place. When you have a lot of factories, you have a lot of goods across the map, and then your trains can make more cargo and make more money. So I think the industry is extremely important. We're now connected most of the cities, I think. Let's see if we're missing any. There's no city here. There's a lot of logging camps here. I'm gonna put furniture, lumber mill, wood mill. Yeah, my total is now 500 million. That's very good. Now what I can do is increase the dividend. So yeah, things economically speaking, things are going very well. I went from 200 million in net worth to 500 million. So that's pretty good. Now, if you put very high dividends and you buy a big percentage of your shares, you'll make a lot of money just with dividends alone over time. If I were to speed this up, if you look at the cash, 6 million shares, 6.3 million shares. Per share. You see, I'm increasing fast with cash. I think if all your trains are electric, you could save money and fuel costs. That's one advantage of having electric trains. well. I'm gonna put an oil refinery here. I'm gonna build an oil refinery right here. So right now we're in a prosperity. If it goes down to recession, depression, I could buy a bunch of shares. But for now, I'll wait before I buy more shares.